What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another episode of the Premier League SPUR-SPECTIVE, where me and my brother go head-to-head on Predict the Prem, and we go through it and give a bit of review on the games and see where we're at in terms of our scores. The way the scoring works, it is 5 points for a correct scoreline, 3 points for a correct result, and both teams to score 1 point for a correct result, and the star man as well, which is 2 points for a goal, 1 point for an assist. Now let's get into the reviews, and let's start off with the Saturday morning game, which was Manchester United against Southampton, which finished 1-1 on the day. Both of us going for 2-1 to Man United, but Southampton with yet another good result against one of the biggest sides in the Premier League, and another poor result for Man United.
Yeah, and they were lucky to get away with a 1-1 draw, to be honest. They could have easily lost that game from what I saw. It's the same pattern of Man United, isn't it? They take the lead, look like they should be more than a goal ahead, and then all of a sudden, the second half, they take their foot off the gas and they get dominated. And Southampton equalised, rightly so. And they had, Broja was causing their backline all sorts of trouble. Again,
Such a good player.
Great player. He really is turning into a brilliant player for Southampton. So they were unlucky not to take the win. But United, more food for thought after the draw last time out. What was it, against Burnley? So another damaging result for them.
Yeah, they're having like the kind of opposite problem to what they had last season, where last season they would go down early and then get it back before the end of the game. This year it's like complete opposite, isn't it?
Yeah. They used to always concede first, and then they always turned it around every time under Ollie. So it is the opposite problem. But I don't know, they don't see it. It just doesn't impress me when I see them. They don't look good on the ball at the moment.
All right, let's move on. 0 points each for us there. Next one was Brentford against Crystal Palace, finished 0-0. Sim went 2-1 to Palace. I went 1-1, so I get a point on the board there. I didn't see any of this game, so not much to comment, and it was 0-0. So
I didn't see much of it either, but two teams cancelled each other out. I saw some of the highlights. Palace looked like they were unlucky not to get the win, but they could have had a penalty near the end as well. But I don't know why they didn't start Olise in this game, which is very odd. Which, he's been in very good form for them. He was on the bench, but I'm not sure. That's it. I think it's a point that both teams will take, probably.
Yeah, I guess. Let's move on. Everton against Leeds. Finished 3-0 to Everton on the day. Both of us going for 2-2. But brilliant result for Everton, and Leeds will be very disappointed with that.
Definitely, and they got battered from start to finish. I know they hit the crossbar twice through Rodrigo, to be fair, but it was 2 long-range efforts which hit the bar. Other than that, it was all Everton. They deservedly took a 2-0 lead in the opening half an hour. Donny van den Beek was running things in the centre.
He was brilliant.
He played really well. Anthony Gordon was doing really good stuff on the wings. Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison looking really threatening. But but the thing is with Leeds, you sometimes get this, don't you? Like, they put in really solid games, and all of a sudden when they're a bit off it, they're very easy to play against, and that's what happened. I thought Everton were up for it. They needed a reaction after losing 3-1 to Newcastle last time out, and Lampard's first home league game, and they fought for him and came up trumps, and it was a very good win, and they deserved it. And Dele Alli came on actually and was doing a bit good stuff. I'm
not sure how Dele Alli played, but I did see that one clip of him with a lovely ball from deep over the top. I don't think it went in the end, but it was
I think it went to Rondon, didn't it? Yeah.
So, Dele Alli starting to play well, it seems, there, especially with his cameo anyway yesterday on the weekend. But Everton winning 3-0, 0 points on the board for each of us there. But we move on to Watford against Brighton, which finished 2-0 to Brighton. You went 1-1. I went 1-0 to Brighton, so I get 3 points there. But Brighton back to business on the weekend.
Yeah, good win. Morpie scored a really nice goal. Then we saw a little hooked finish from just on the edge of the area.
I missed it. He's in my team, though.
Into the top corner. Really nice finish. Who was the second one? Webster. I didn't see that goal, but good win for Brighton. And Watford again struggling to really get points on the board.
Haven't scored a goal yet under Hodgson.
No, 3 games, haven't scored a goal. 0-0. Then they lost 1-0. And now you lost 1-0 to West Ham, and now 2-0 to Brighton. So as much as he's made me maybe make him a bit more solid, although they are still losing, they're not getting any goals. He's moved to a 4-4-2. And they're really struggling to get chances on goal, and they continued in this game.
Yeah, some big weeks ahead for Watford, that's for sure. But let's move on to the next game, which is Norwich against Man City. Finished 4-0 to Man City. Another absolutely cruising win for Man City, as it's followed a constant theme this season. You went 3-0, very close to you getting 5 points with Raheem Sterling scoring a penalty in the last minute. I went 3-1, so I get 1 point, you get 3 points. But yeah, another demolition job for Man City.
Yeah, stoppage time penalty from Sterling, and it was saved as well. You put in the rebound. I was like, oh, so close. But it is what it is. Yeah, look, it was always going to be a result like this in this game. And with Man City, it doesn't matter. You know, they rest Cancelo and they rest Laporte and they bring in Ake. They bring in, I think it was Zinchenko on the left, and it doesn't make a difference to them. They're still just as effective, just as strong. And that's a top team. That's what happens when you have strength and depth. And they showed it again. And I thought Bernardo Silva was brilliant.
It makes the world of difference when we bring in the Dohertys and the Winkses.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't make a difference, does it? Exactly. You should be able to. I wish Pep had Doherty to do it. I'd love to know what he could do. But yeah, look, they ran riot. And I think they're now. Well, I think they're all Liverpool won. So it's still 9 points clear, I believe.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Sunday games. Burnley against Liverpool. 1-0 to Liverpool. You called 1-0 to Liverpool. I went 3-0, so 5 points to you and 3 points to me. But Liverpool, I mean, I didn't see much of the game, but did the scoreline reflect the actual performance?
From what I saw, the highlight, because obviously we were watching the Spurs game at the same time, but from what I saw from the highlights, Burnley seemed to have quite a few chances, actually. Weghorst forcing some really good saves out of Alisson and having some openings. But Liverpool got a goal from a corner. And they scrambled it home.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, Fabinho. Jota also missing Jota and Salah missing a couple of really presentable chances. But they go over the line. Professional job. It's one of those where you had to earn the win, but they would deserved it as well. And Salah and Mane both back in the side now after AFCON, and haven't missed them.
Yeah. Yeah, so spot on with that 1-0. Big shout there. That's 5 points to you. Newcastle against Aston Villa finished 1-0 to Newcastle. I went 1-1, you went 2-1 to Villa, so none of us getting points there. But Newcastle, you got to give them credit. That's, what's that, 3 wins on the bounce, 4 wins on the bounce for Newcastle?
3, I think. Leeds, Everton, and now this one. I think
brilliant form Newcastle are on, and Eddie Howe is really picking things up there now. And Steven Gerrard will be very disappointed to come away with a loss in this one.
Yeah, Gerrard, 1 in 6 now. New manager bounce definitely slipping away, isn't it? It looks like Gerrard is now now he's got the real job on his hands, and they're a bit unlucky because Watkins had a goal ruled out from VAR, very, very tight offside decision. So they'll be a bit aggrieved by that. But another free kick from Trippier took a bit of a deflection on the edge of the area.
2-2 now.
2-2, but he's broken his foot, so he's going to be out for a while, unfortunately.
That'll be a big miss for them.
Yeah, especially he started so well.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be a big miss. But look, fair enough. 3 wins out of 3, and all of a sudden they're out of the relegation zone, and things are looking up now for Newcastle, which is a shame because we could have done with a bit of a delay to their project, but it doesn't look like there's going to be such.
Next up is Tottenham Wolves. Finished 2-0 to Wolves. I went 1-0, you went 2-0, but it went the other way, 2-0 to Wolves. I think we've done this game to death, so we're just going to breeze past this one, but none of us get any points. But let's move over to the start.
No, we've got Leicester West Ham.
Oh, Leicester West Ham as well, sorry. Leicester West Ham finished
2-2.
2-2. I went 3-2 to West Ham.
And I said 1-1.
And you said 1-1, so neither of us get any points there.
No, I get 3 points.
Oh, sorry, you get 3 points. You get 3 points. So, yeah. So what did you make out of the game?
Yeah, look, West Ham got a last-minute they got a last-minute goal in stoppage time. Looks like for all the world that Leicester were going to come up trumps. They played really well. Looked like they deserved the win. But unfortunately for them, West Ham was a very controversial goal right at the end, though. Craig Dawson looked like he put it in with his hand to me.
Really?
And yeah, it did. It kind of, for me, he hit more the elbow. The referees said it was inconclusive. So I think they can feel a bit aggrieved, Leicester. They haven't taken all 3 points. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember who's, because we all were doing the post-match fan show at the time. But yeah, Tielemans got the penalty right on the edge of the half, and Pereira scrambled one home to put them 2-1 up after Bowen had put West Ham ahead.
Jared Bowen, man.
Great form.
He's on like 7 goals in 7 games or something.
Yeah, another goal for him. He's playing really well. But look, probably West Ham will probably take that point considering they were 2-1 down. It was literally the last. There was literally not 4 minutes added on, and they had a corner like 93 minutes and 50 seconds, and they got the goal.
So Leicester's last 2 home games against us and West Ham.
Yeah,
really,
on
in
the
last
brink.
minute they've lost 4 points.
Something like that, yeah. So they must be
5
kicking
points.
themselves. They must be kicking themselves. But you got to say fair play to West Ham for plugging away. But a point in the race for top 4, it's probably a decent point for them.
Yeah, it's a decent point. But the real winners of this weekend are Arsenal without even playing.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the reality.
Let's move over to the start men. I went for Mo Salah, who did nothing. You went for Riyad Mahrez, who did nothing. So 0 points for both of us there. So this week ends up on 286 to 264. So, I mean, I shut the gap a bit last week, but you've extended it again this week. We'll see what happens next week, as Predict the Prem will be back on Friday. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.